All right, welcome everyone. Today, we are going to tackle one of the most useful tools you'll ever learn in English for talking about the future. I'm talking about the first conditional. Seriously, it's a game changer for making plans, promises, predictions, you name it. Once you get the hang of this, you'll find yourself using it constantly. So let's just dive right in, and I want to start with a question for you. You know that feeling when you're talking about the future and something you say just doesn't sound quite right? Well, chances are you've stumbled upon a super common mistake that tons of English learners make. So take a look at that first sentence. Does it look familiar? I bet it does. This is, hands down, the biggest mistake people make, sticking will in the if part of the sentence. And you know what? It makes sense. We're talking about the future, so why wouldn't we use will? But English grammar has a little twist for us here. And the right tool for the job? That's the first conditional. Its whole purpose is to talk about real possible situations in the future. So we're not talking about, scientific facts that are always true, and we're not talking about wild imaginary daydreams. We're talking about stuff that could actually happen. Okay, so here is the magic formula, and it's actually pretty simple. It's just two parts. First, you have the if clause. That's your condition. And here's the key. Even though it's about the future, you use the present simple tense. Then you have the main clause. That's the result. And that's where you use the future with will. So remember this. Condition in the present, result in the future. That's it. That's the golden rule. All right, now let's see how this actually works out in the real world. Because what's so cool about this simple little formula is just how powerful it is. This isn't just some boring grammar rule for a test. It's a super flexible tool for communicating all sorts of things in everyday conversations. For example, you can use it to make a promise. If you help me today, see, present tense for the condition. I will help you tomorrow. Bam, future tense for the result. It perfectly links their action right now to what you promise to do later. Super clear. It's also absolutely perfect for giving a warning, and I mean a serious warning about a real danger. If you touch that wire, that's the condition, you will get an electric shock. The structure makes that cause and effect relationship totally unavoidable. It's crystal clear. And of course, this is a great example of how you can use it for a threat. It can be a playful one like this or, a more serious one. But the formula is exactly the same. The action in the present, eating my chocolate, which you should never do, has a very, very clear consequence in the future. Okay, this is important, so listen up. You've got to be careful not to mix up the first conditional with its cousin, the zero conditional. The zero conditional is for general truths, right? Scientific facts, things that are always true. Like if you heat water to 100 degrees, it boils every single time. But the first conditional, that's for a specific future event. If you heat this pot of water, it will boil. See the difference? We're talking about one specific action and its likely result, not a universal, always true rule. Okay, you want to level up your English and sound even more natural? Here's a pro tip. You don't always have to use will. You can swap it out with other modal verbs to add more nuance. For example, may, might, and could are awesome for when a result is possible, but maybe not 100% guaranteed. And should, that's your go-to for giving advice or a recommendation. It just adds a whole new layer to your speaking. All right, let's switch gears and focus on something you'll definitely see on exams. We need to talk about the unless trap. This tricky little word is where so many students lose easy points. But trust me, once you see how it works, you'll never fall for it again. The best way to think about unless is like a shortcut. It just packs the words if not into one single word. That's it. It means except if. It's like the gatekeeper that introduces the one single thing that will stop the result from happening. And here it is. This is the big one. The trap literally everyone falls into it first. Since unless already means if not, it's already negative. So you absolutely cannot add another negative word like don't. That's a double negative. Unless you don't study is just a confusing way of saying if you study, which is probably the exact opposite of what you're trying to say. So when you get one of those sentence transformation questions on a test, and they are super common, the rule is so simple. Just swap if not for unless. And when you do that, you have to get rid of the not and make the verb positive. So if you do not hurry becomes unless you hurry. Simple as that. Okay, you've got the rules, you know the formula, and you know all about the sneaky unless trap. So what do you say? Let's do a quick quiz, a little mastery check to see how well you've got this down. Okay, quiz time. Question 1. If she studies hard, the exam, is it A, will pass, B, passes, C, would pass, or D, will to pass? Take a second. And the answer is A, will pass. Yep, this is our classic formula in action. The if clause is present simple if she studies, so the main clause, the result, has to be future simple. She will pass. You got it. All right, number 2, I won't go on holiday, blank, I save some money. What's the best fit here? Is it A, if, B, when, C, unless, or D, in case? The correct answer here is C, unless. I won't go on holiday unless I save some money. It just means if I don't save some money. It's that perfect negative shortcut we were talking about. Okay, question 3. Pay close attention to the if clause on this one. What will you do if you blank the plane? Your options are A, will miss, B, would miss, C, are missing, or D, miss. And the answer is D, miss. This question is all about spotting that number 1 trap. Remember, the golden rule, we never, ever, ever put will in the if clause. It's always present simple. Number 4, think back to when we talked about leveling up your sentences. If you drop that glass, it blank break. Which word here shows that breaking is possible, but maybe not 100% certainty? Is it A, will to, B, might, C, has to, or D, would? You got it, it's B, might. If you drop that glass, it might break. It just adds that little bit of uncertainty. Maybe it lands on the carpet, who knows? Might is perfect for showing a possible outcome, not a definite one. All right, here we go, the last question. This one is a bit of a boss battle. It's testing 2 common mistakes in one. So, read carefully. Which of these sentences is correct? The only correct sentence is C. Unless it rains, we'll go. Let's break it down. It correctly uses the present tense, rains, after unless, no will there, and it avoids that double negative trap. It's a perfect sentence. Well done. So there you have it. You've seen the rules, you've seen the real-world uses, and you know exactly what traps to look out for. The first conditional really is a key that can unlock more confident, more fluent, and just more natural-sounding English for you. So the final question is really for you. What will you achieve if you start practicing this today? The only way to find out is to get out there and use it. Good luck!